There we are. Guys, this is the next to last series before the Grand Decider. To see who's going to come out first in the extra qualifier. Of course, Sebastian and KingstoNe. They do not really stand any chances over here. I think they are close to the bottom as well. Between KingstoNe, Ganji, and Sebastian, they are 4th, 5th, and 6th. And it's incredible to see what a big skill gap there is between these players when they are all... They are basically the 6 strongest players who haven't made it into the top 16, right? Into the Red Bull Wololo. So this you could argue that these are the 17th to the 22nd spot in the world. On Empire Wars, with these settings, with these maps, whatever, right? But yeah, it's unbelievable to see just how far the Gal and Dark are compared to everybody else. Even Slam, which in my opinion, you know, I wouldn't have guessed he would have struggled this much. But yeah, it seems even in the extra qualifier, it's still a little bit of a struggle for Slam, which is very unfortunate, as we all know that he's got a very high potential as a player as well. But yeah, 2 players have been dominating the extra qualifier so far, and that's not going to change regardless of the result of this series. What do we get? We're gonna have Dravidians now for Sebastian. KingstoNe's playing with Byzantines. This is going to be one of those situations where Byzantines are going to be so much better in later stages. And Dravidians, on the other hand, well, Dravidians are going to have a lot of aggression coming up from early on because of the extra resources, so we'll see. KingstoNe's the first player going for a dock. Not really, actually, both players going for the dock at about the same time. So Sebastian, actually, I think you might have gotten a head start to it, just by a little bit. Fantastic. Overall, looking pretty good. KingstoNe's been able to defend successfully, and the players will start just going for some water over here, some Navy units. So KingstoNe's got a second dock already on the way. And Sebastian, he knows about the dock because he spotted with a scout, and he's gonna start going for fire galleys himself. But this is so much better for KingstoNe because he's had the head start in production. So he's got the second fire galley coming out, and with the second dock over here, he's gonna be able to get the center control for sure. This is, I think, probably the first time that I see players go so heavily into the center. Meanwhile, the push on the right-hand side towards south over here from Sebastian is really good. Doesn't end up getting 1 village down from KingstoNe, and overall the worker count is going to be a little bit higher for Sebastian between the fishing ship and the extra villager. It's pretty good, but now we'll see. That fishing might go down, yeah. Might go down very soon. We have 2 fire galleys already for KingstoNe. There is no second fire galley coming out whatsoever for Sebastian. And here goes the demolition raft. Can he land the shot though? He's going for it. He's going after the village, and the villager is going to bail from here. The fish ship and the villager, they are both going down to the demo shot, and that was a good one from KingstoNe. Still not going to be enough for him to catch up in worker count, but it will be enough for him to get control of the center, which means eventually he'll start pulling ahead by going for extra fishing ships. So it's not too bad for KingstoNe. It's just going to take some time to pay off. And Sebastian, on the other hand, Sebastian is on his way to the Castle Age. How? Well, not paying for a second dock and extra Navy units, I guess, is certainly going to help. Plus not having lost a villager, right? But yeah, this is a very significant head start to it. KingstoNe should be able to go out to the Castle Age sometime soon, but it's not going to be by too much. I guess, yeah, the head start over here is still significant for Sebastian. You gotta appreciate the demo shots every time. They are so rare. on these maps anyway. I haven't really seen too many of those, so I'll take whatever I can, man. I'll scrap the bottom of the pot. I don't care. I mean, I imagine every other casters probably just ignore these sets because they do not really change the outcome, but we have seen some good series. We have seen some good games, rather. Some good plays as well. Yeah, so it's just here now for Sebastian. Now be fooled by the Spanish. In the status message over here, as both players are Latin American players. Spanish speaker players. Second TC is already on the way for Sebastian. Well, this is good. And KingstoNe, on the other hand, he's gonna be in the castle age in only a little bit over a minute. Let me take a look at the AP, and once again, I always love to take a look at this when we are taking a look at Sebastian's games. It's pretty fast, yeah. Right now, outpacing KingstoNe by about 50%. Is that going to be useful though, or use this? We'll see. The 30C is coming up, so seems like it's not going to be too much of a push. I really enjoy these casts. Not too much happening at the moment in the areas 2 scene until Heidelberg, right? Maybe a bit of Valhalla. Yes, that's correct, Battle Bird. So we have Valhalla, which ends this week, and then there's like a month, right? Without too much action. We are going to have some show matches. We are going to have some. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. We're going to have some show matches. We are going to have still some tournament games still happening. Like for instance, World Series Empire Wars is still going on. I think I'm not really sure what stage that's on, but we're probably going to switch over to that one after Valhalla is over. And then afterwards, I got word that there's an announcement coming up, but I'm not really sure if it's going to be for something before Red Bull Wololo or if it's going to be for something after Red Bull Wololo. Then for the most part, it's going to be just show matches. Oh, nice mango shot! So far, KingstoNe's gotten away with the big bangs here between the demo shot, the mango shot. It's gotten the most out of this. By the way, the next month or so, I was kind of hoping I was gonna be able to get a community tournament going, but there's no time before Red Bull Wall. There would have been enough time if I had made the announcement 2 weeks ago, but I just didn't prioritize it enough. So that's probably going to happen afterwards, but either afterwards or next year, we'll see. But even if we do not get quite as many series, even if we don't get quite as many casts during the month leading to Red Bull Wololo, that's going to give me more time to make custom YouTube content. So if you're looking forward to that, we might not have quite as many casts, but we are going to have more YouTube videos. Fingers crossed. First video that I want to make is the current status of the Age of Empires franchise, which is great, in my opinion, the best in history. Let's see. Good demo shot again. The KingstoNe's get it away with it. And yeah, of course, afterwards there's going to be more stuff coming up as well. So very much looking forward to it. Feels like the wood bonus is strong in Empire Wars. If only they had an average table. Yeah. That's the thing, right? Like it's very good to get going, but then it's kind of rough to sustain afterwards. Once you get to the castle, you're basically kind of stuck in crossbows unless you go for elephants or whatever, but it's not good. It's not good enough. It feels like, at the very least, from the games that we have seen so far today, it seems like Dravidians are a little bit underwhelming, interestingly enough. At this point in time, the game is looking kind of even though. Population is a little bit higher for Sebastian. He does have extra villagers. He falls behind the military count a little bit. That might not be the case for much longer, as he's got a defensive siege weapon over here, siege engine. He's got a mangonel. Sebastian, well, he could potentially take a lot of losses very soon. Here we go. Nice shot from KingstoNe. Yeah. So Sebastian's trying to come back and water over here. Very unlikely. KingstoNe's going to realize about this already, so he can target the top. Anyways, Sebastian's push on land is not really achieving too much, and KingstoNe's defense has been pretty good. KingstoNe's hold on water has been really good as well. A hold on water has been really good. And it seems like the game is going to be pretty uneventful until we get either to the next stage or somebody's able to go for a castle or something else. Sebastian's collecting stone quite heavily. He's actually sent 22 villagers to stone. So we're gonna see a castle drop attempt very soon. Kind of necessary because the mana push over here is not working out. Where will he want to get the castle up though? He's got a little hill over here. And he will be able to potentially target the dock as well. So he will be able to target the PC as well, the archer range, and the dock. But then on the right hand side, we have a little bit of a stronger economy from KingstoNe as he's got the only PC with farms over there. Actually, we do have farms on the left TC as well, but from the ones that Sebastian could potentially castle drop, the right hand side one seems to be the most valuable. And yeah, as expected, that dock has gone down right away. Yeah, he was gonna try to go for the castle on the right hand side. Doesn't seem like he'll be able to get away with it though. KingstoNe's defense has been fantastic. And Sebastian will be on his way to the Imperial Age very soon in KingstoNe because of the 33% discount he gets with Byzantines. Should be able to go out to the Imperial Age not much later. Afterwards. Nice defense. The mountains go down though, yes! But this castle's not coming up anytime soon. Fortunately, he didn't really kickstart it yet. It's just a foundation. But he can 100% delete that. Yeah, pretty good defense over here for KingstoNe so far. So Imperial Age is on the way for Sebastian and KingstoNe. He's got a good amount of food workers. Should be able to get enough to go to the Imperial Age. I mean, take a look at how quickly he's racking up the food. And he's got almost enough to go up. Once the castle's up, he'll be on his way. I imagine it's probably going to be faster for him to get the castle up than going for an additional building. And not really. Probably if he rushed the university, he would have been on his way already. Or a monastery. Yeah, the castle foundation stays there for some reason. Sebastian is not deleting it. And yeah, Imperial Age is on the way for KingstoNe. It took a little bit too long though, I feel like. If he had gone for a second Castle Age building, that would have been so much faster. Beautiful. Imperial Age is here already. Does Sebastian remember his foundation? It seems like he does because he already deleted it and he's going for another castle up in the north instead. So what does the Imperial Age give him? He already had a castle up and he's gonna start going for trebuchets to try and put pressure against KingstoNe's castle. And KingstoNe's is gonna be in the Imperial Age in about 35 seconds. The great thing for KingstoNe over here, and the one thing that really puzzles me about Sebastian's castle location, is the fact that getting water control means that KingstoNe can potentially make a play for cannon galley. Yeah, Balkan arrow. Only now. He's got bracer. KingstoNe's got Thumbring coming up. Handguard. Chemistry. Does anybody know here, Sebastian, if Dravidians actually get bombard cannons? By the way. I don't actually remember. Oh, it seems like he does. Yeah, he's going for it. Beautiful. And then the last patch, I think they do. Right. I don't remember if it was out in the last patch, but yeah, well, now Sebastian's got a very nice siege push going up over here in KingstoNe, despite being in the Imperial Age already in. Waiting all the way for Chemistry to finish researching. He hasn't gone for a single cherry shade. He's just banking on the extra HP that he gets, 40% extra HP on buildings from playing Byzantines to keep the castle up, and you know what? It's working out really well. I actually end up getting a trebuchet down over there. That is so good. We're gonna see another trebuchet going down over here. I think so. 2 more shots. Well, down we still have 2 bombard cannons over here for Sebastian. But it's very interesting, and this is just incredible from Byzantines. It's amazing. Here we are. Almost 3 castles and resources for Sebastian. Yeah, so he's got another one coming up over here, and won't be able to go for another one just yet. Meanwhile, up in the north, we see the cherry shade coming in from Sebastian over here through the water and taking a lot of free damage. And I'm still kind of hoping we'll see Cannon Galleon come out for KingstoNe, because he'll be able to take the castle down over here pretty easily without needing to go for quite as many trebuchets. And then on the right hand side, still KingstoNe's been able to keep the castle up for the longest time. Extra trebuchets on the way now as well, and he's able to push Sebastian away. And check this out, Sebastian goes to GG as he gets pushed away from the castle he was going for on the right hand side. KingstoNe takes game number 1, and boy, that's an interesting set over here for sure. Let's go through the achievements really quickly. Hopefully we'll be able to jump into game number 2 right away afterwards. While we go through the achievements, we are just going to run a quick commercial, of course. So let's take a look. For non-subs only, obviously. And what do we get over here? Taking a look at military. We have a close to 2-to-1 kit ratio for KingstoNe. For economy, we see a stronger economy for Sebastian, actually, by a little bit. About 700 resources. Gotta keep in mind as well that about, 600 of those were just from the bonus. So it's barely higher economy for him. At the end of the game, the work account was looking a little bit stronger for KingstoNe, and we had a little bit of momentum over here as KingstoNe's push was starting to pick up some steam. So he was going to start pulling ahead from that point onwards. Well, Don, let's go back. There we are. Welcome everyone then to the second game of the next to last series, with the next series happening right away afterwards between Dogao and Dark. We're going to contest the first spot in the extra qualifier. That's going to be a good one. Could be a full one as well. Both players are going to be fighting with claws and teeth. What do we get for game number 2 though for this set? Well, Sebastian's got an archer range, so he's going to open up with this. KingstoNe, on the other hand, has got an archer range himself as well on the left-hand side, so it's going to be the same for both players. And it makes sense. We have Britons and Vikings over here. We have seen both these civilizations on this map before, but we haven't seen them face each other. We have seen Vikings against Aztecs, we have seen Britons against Mayans. But Vikings versus Britons is gonna be a pretty interesting one for sure. What do we get? Where the economy is going to be stronger for Vikings in the feudal and the castle age, up to the early Imperial Age, mid-Imperial Age. With everything else being equal, the free wheelbarrow and handcar upgrade is going to boost the economy for Vikings well beyond what's possible for Britons. Sebastian, on the other hand, though, will get faster working archer ranges, which means he should be able to outproduce Kingston as long as he's able to saturate production from his buildings. He'll have extra range on crossbows or archer line units, right? Starting in the feudal age onwards. Castle age onwards, sorry. So that's gonna get some. That's gonna take some time to get there. And then for the most part, that's going to be about it. It's really a matter of timing over here, as there is an open window opportunity for Vikings to do some damage here. Hey Omar, hi. Welcome.
Mandatum ready. Yay. Mandatum ready. Yay.
Overall looking pretty good. Give me ammo though. Computer's starting to chug a little bit. What is this about? Okay. It's going back down to normal now. Nice.
Ready. Yay.
Dude, next year I need to get a proper upgrade for this computer. I don't know. I don't know about this anymore. Been having some issues. I don't know if this happened to anybody else, but sometimes I restart my computer and the CPU just is working at 30% the frequency, 40% the frequency. It's usually working at 1.3 gigahertz as opposed to the 3.5 that should be the base clock speed. Yeah, you know, it's kind of rough.
Grayton, Mandatum.
Ready.
CPUs are not really supposed to break too quickly, right? I think they are probably one of the longer lasting pieces of a computer. Anyway, back to this game. Kingston's push over here is going to be met by Sebastian's incredible defense. Not only incredible defense, but Sebastian's also being able to rack up enough resources. At the very least, he's gonna be able to go up to the castle significantly faster by the looks of it compared to Kingston, but Kingston's not falling behind too much.
Mandatum, yay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ready. Yay. Mandatum. Ready.
You're just going to disengage and play for the castle. Just Sebastian's clicking up. He's waiting for the villager to come out, and in the end, both players end up going up at about the same time. And actually, we have a little bit of a head start to it for KingstoNe, which I was not expecting. But it's pretty close. It's pretty close for both. Hey, Flygon. Hi. How's it going? Hope you're doing all right.
Yay. Ready. Mandatum.
Sounds good. Happy to hear that.
Ready.
Beautiful. Sebastian's military count over here is quite mighty. But KingstoNe should be able to defend himself. He's got a bunch of skirmishers back home as well, so it's gonna be fine. Does he know where the archers are, by the way, from Sebastian? He's got no idea. He knows they are somewhere around this base because they are not forward anymore and he got pushed away. And he's going to find out about this in a moment. Let's see if Sebastian knows about the wood line over there. He knows about the wood line. He's gonna try to breach through. No, he's pushing villagers away.
Oh.
The villagers have no idea.
Mandatum.
So once we get to the castle age, what is the plan for KingstoNe? Balking arrow for sure. Elite skirmisher. He's been going for some archers, but it's not gonna warrant going for the crossman upgrade, given he's got only 3. And Sebastian, on the other hand, Sebastian's going for Bucky Arrow, Crossman, and he's gonna need to go for Elite Skirmishers as well, given that he's got a comparable amount of archers and skirmishers.
Mandatum. Yay. Ready.
Beautiful. Key villager picks over here from Sebastian already.
Yay.
Always feels good being able to get some damage down with your push. Definitely don't want to just waste it. And it's gotta be careful because that's a lot of skirmishers over here. And there is no elite skirmisher upgrade from Sebastian. So he'll probably just end up trading pretty poorly over here with skirms against elite skirms. So yeah, the skirmishers are going down right away. And those archers are gonna be next. And boy, that's a lot of losses for Sebastian. Damn, boy. All the units going down, and KingstoNe's defense has been absolutely bonkers. Sebastian loses basically everything he had forward, except for the one crossman he was able to save over here to salvage. He lost everything. The rest of the units are on a different group coming forward. He's got a manual coming in as well, and KingstoNe. KingstoNe's got a defensive siege workshop, so he'll be able to go for a manual himself as well very soon.
Yay. Ready. Mandatum.
Win. Ja.
Yay. Mandatum.
There we go. Skirmishers coming in for Sebastian.
Yay.
Wheelbarrow. Meanwhile, KingstoNe, he's got the third TC already on the way, and Sebastian, he's going for the second TC, but this might end up getting denied. There's a good amount of skirmishers over here with elite skirmishers plus Bucky Arrow. These will be just as strong as archers in terms of damage per shot. Not quite as fast attacking. PLH archers, that is. But it's certainly going to be enough to deny the TC for the time being. And that is a great push from Sebastian. Does not getting the manual down over there. And does KingstoNe have another one? He's got one on the way, but not one out just yet. And he's just queued this one out, so it's going to take a hot minute before he gets the manual out. As the skirmishers forward, they will still keep on denying the TC over here. You gotta wonder, is it worth trying to get the house down over here? He can try. The house is only 20 HP actually. So you could try to go for it. And then just come in, right? Like 3 volleys over here is going to be enough for him to come in. He's trying to get the village down. He's going to get some over here though. Sebastian is going to be only on 2 TCs when getting this one up. So it's not too bad for KingstoNe. He's still ahead, despite the TC going up over there with 3 TCs. KingstoNe's villager production is higher in potential. And then we have, in addition to that, the higher worker count that he's currently managed to get. I don't know how much of chat knows this, but back in Age of Kings, town centers both didn't cost gold and benefit from fletching range upgrades. You mean didn't cost stone? Right. Yeah. What? Just a mild trivia. Castle Age town centers could defend themselves from animals. They benefited from Fletching's range upgrades, and also the Teutons, I think they had a civilization bonus that made their TCs longer range as well. So the Teuton TCs were particularly deadly, if I recall correctly as well. The Teuton Death Star, yeah.
Ready.
Exactly. University was coming out for KingstoNe, got denied. Or delayed.
Ja.
You know? The game has stabilized for the most part. And while Sebastian's got more military units, he's taking too long to get the pressure going. And KingstoNe's going to start taking advantage of his extra economy, not only extra villagers, but also handcart. Which of course Sebastian has not gone for just yet, and it's looking pretty good for KingstoNe. As long as he doesn't take too much damage over here, he's gonna be fine. He should be fine. He's got 3 mangonels as well. 1 forward, he's bringing back. One in the back, one in the middle of his base.
Ready.
Let's take a look. This could be a really good shot. And that is... What? Did Kingston try and predict Sebastian to split the units up? Well, that was a really lackluster shot. Alright. Doesn't doubt getting a few units down over here still, but Sebastian is getting some kills himself as well. Getting 2, 3 villagers actually on the wool line over here. Kingston doesn't seem to realize. Villagers are still going straight to their deaths.
Mandatum.
Nice. Beautiful defense. Kingston takes the Mangonel down, so now Sebastian's gonna be left
Yay.
to fight with only skirmishes and a few archers. Meanwhile, we have the Mangonel coming back over here. This could be really good. He's going to pinch the army from Sebastian. Here comes the mango. Oh boy, too slow though. The skirmishes are just getting away.
Mandatum. Yay.
Green.
Ready.
Here we are.
Yay.
Pretty good defense over here for Kingston actually though. He's got more skirmishers compared to Sebastian, so he'll clean this up most likely. And the Mangonel from Sebastian goes down. He was bringing forward alongside the second group of skirmishers over here. He will end up taking the Mangonel down without losing a single skirmisher over here. That's gonna be more cost effective for Sebastian. And Kingston, well, he's going to end up getting cleaned up over here. Once again, there's a lot of units Sebastian's been going for, and not a lot of units he's actually able to take advantage of, because even if he cleans up the units from Kingston, these are going to be for the most part skirmishers too.
Ready.
Well, he's got some crossbows, but he'll still struggle against the Magnus from Kingston. And Kingston's defense play over here has been really good. This is not quite as good though. The reaction was pretty lackluster. Let's see if he reacts up in the north over here as well. Sebastian's putting pressure. This is exactly what he's got to do. He just got to get the pressure going and make the game messy so that it's not possible for Kingston to have an uncontested economy. At this point in time though, Kingston still enjoys 2 hours of extra gather economy time compared to Sebastian, so it's not enough pressure yet, and that is that huge mango shot! Getting way too many units too close together for me to actually tell them apart. There's a castle attempt over here for Kingston, but he's going to need the Magnus. And it's very important for him to get good trades. If he ends up trading over here evenly, it's not going to be strong enough. He needs to take the Mangonel, and he'll still have his own Mangonel left. Otherwise, it's not good enough. That is another good shot over there, but the mountain goes down. And this mountain also goes down from Sebastian. I don't know about this castle, man. I really don't. Delete the archer. Oh man, that is this disaster for KingstoNe. He's gonna go further forward, actually. Well, he's starting to look a little bit stronger over here. The countercast is coming in for Sebastian, but we have significantly more units coming forward from KingstoNe compared to the blue players. So if KingstoNe's able to deny this castle, that's gonna be huge. However, Sebastian's got his own Mangonel. Yeah. A little bit of a all-in kind of push. And the Mangonel over here is still pretty strong. Yeah, the castle's getting denied. That was pretty bad from KingstoNe. Should have just tried to get the castle up at the center. There was no hurry, you know, no reason for him to go. Like, he's already in a good spot. He does not need to take these big risks. This is exactly what allows Sebastian to catch up. And I mean, take a look at that. Sebastian's been able to get 40 villagers so far this game. If it weren't because of this castle, KingstoNe would be on a league of his own. He would be on his way to the Imperial Age with the castle already up on the ridge with the hail advantage as well, and he's just taken up. Too big of a risk, and now Sebastian is going out to the Imperial Age faster. With a civilization that's going to significantly outscale Vikings. in the later stages of the game. That is crazy play over here from KingstoNe. Well, he's got a 1 game margin, right? He's got a little bit of buffer over here, so he can lose game number 2. It's not a big deal. He can go for the riskier play, and then he's got game number 3 to potentially take. And once again, it's not really going to change much of anything because the standings are going to be completely unaffected at the very top from whatever happens in this series. So even if we get a full set, it doesn't really matter. It's just going to give some of these players, it's going to be one of these players 1 extra point. The Britons may have lost to the Vikings earlier on in real life, but they won long term after integrating the Vikings into the society, or the Vikings integrating them. Not gonna lie, British history isn't my strong suit. Well, British history is definitely not my strong suit, and Viking history is not my strong suit, but I did watch the Viking series. And allegedly they had a settlement.
Ready. Mandatum. Yay.
But yeah, I don't know how accurate that is. To be fair, I know that they took a lot of creative liberties. Anyway, there's another castle coming out for KingstoNe right now. It's going to get the castle up at about the same time he gets to the Imperial Age, and that's going to allow him to go for traps. Meanwhile, Sebastian is going to have a significant head start to it, though. I do like KingstoNe's raiding attempts over here. He does have 2 groups of skirmishers doing damage underneath the TC over here. Up in the north, we see extra skirmishers taking villagers down, and Sebastian gets to the Imperial Age earlier, but he does not go for Cherishas. He does not have the resources. Now he's going for it, but that's going to come at the cost of not being able to queue quite as many other units, right? And we see Bracer coming in. And the moment KingstoNe gets to the Imperial, actually, Sebastian realizes his lead was not strong enough and calls a GG right there. So yeah, guys, we'll jump into the final set of the series in a moment. But Bosimir, thank you so much for the sling over there. Let me actually replay that because I screamed on top of it.
Hey, D.
Hey, D, indeed. In long time no see. I hope you're doing alright, Bosimir. How are you going? How are you going? How is it going? How are you doing? I hope life is treating you well. Let's take a look at the achievements over here before hopping back out and taking a look at the final set of the extra qualifier. What do we get? We have a pretty even KD overall. It was a little bit more... it was a little bit easier to fathom for the Viking player because of the extra resources he got in because of wheelbarrow and handcart. For society, we also have a stronger work account for KingstoNe by quite a lot. And there's really too much to take a look at over here. I'm just going to take a look at the APM because I'm very curious about Sebastian's peak. It was good. It was good. Higher than KingstoNe, but once again, it's one of those situations where the speed is there, but is not too effective yet.